into a topic that resonates with like most of us, which is how to let go of the past and move on. Whether it's from relationships to fears of failure to being broke again. Like I'm sure we've all been through that. So we're going to talk about it today. Also, if you're between the ages of 25 and 45, which is that's the most of the groups of people that I typically talk to, I'm sure you've went through a lot of these experiences we're going to talk about. So stick around. Let me know what y'all think. I'm going to put this on, again, it's always my opinion. Let me know what y'all think. Leave y'all comments in the comment section because I like to hear y'all feedback and the stuff that people say. So the first thing I'm going to go into is like how to recognize the power of unsolved relationships. Meaning, even though you've been in a relationship before and it failed at a time, allow yourself to move forward from that failure relationship. Let me give you an example, right? And it took me some years to get to this point. I was dealing with a female years ago, and I always got to use myself in the example format so my points can make sense, because it's always about how your personal life experiences make you have these point of views. Well, gives you these point of views of life. I was dealing with this female a few years ago, like years ago, matter of fact, maybe 10 years ago or more. And the way we broke up, it really broke my heart. Because the way I personally think she went about how we broke up, it really broke my heart. And to be honest with you, it taught me something. You know what it taught me? It taught me that I had to get my shit together first as a man before I include a woman into my life. So I always tell people, like, relationships cost. And they'll say to me, like, well, what do you mean by that? Like, relationships this, relationships that. No, relationships cost, because it's the everyday things that we may do. Some surprises, dinners, lunches, brunches, trips, things that we may want to do, surprise outings that I may want to do with you. I may want to just do something out of the blue, something thoughtful, something romantic. It costs money. So a lot of times when you go through a situation with someone and it's a financial burden or a financial reason why y'all break up, because a lot of times that's what it is. It's not necessarily just love or neglect and things of that sort. A lot of times relationships go where they go because of money and finances. Sometimes it just goes apart because if a woman feels like she has to step up to do the things that the man should be doing, I figured that she may feel like she can do it by herself, or she might as well just do it by herself. So what I've realized is that even though my feelings was hurt, my personal feelings got hurt in the process of all of this. I had to take the last several years to actually get my life together, to get myself on line with what I actually need now. See, what I wanted and what I needed, I realized what I wanted and what I needed. What I wanted was a female to spend time with, to be around, to have companionship with, but I could find that with whoever. Now I know I need a woman that I can balance my life out with, because I'm involved with a lot of different things. So now the necessity for a woman is a lot different than my want. I can want what I want, but I need a woman for a certain thing today. So now I realize over the years, I'm ready to include somebody into my life and, start opening my mind up to companionship on a serious level, on somewhat of a committed level, as opposed to just friends and people that I just hang out with and link up with. I could do that regularly. But what happened is that kept me stuck in that mindset. That previous experience kept me in a mindset that I felt like, damn, man, like this hurting me. This really hurting me. This made me feel like, damn, why did it have to go this way? Why did she have to do it the way that she do it? But it taught me how to be stronger. It taught me what I needed to do as a man. It taught me that I needed to go get this money and not focus on women in that way, but focusing on women from a way of how I want to do it. If I want to just be free, or if I want to be in a relationship, I'm going to do it that way. Time went on. I met some great women in between that time up until now. But I realized, like, let me get my shit together first before I include somebody into my life. The second thing I want to go into is the shift of the mindset of failure. Having that fear of failure. Just because you failed in the past doesn't mean that you're going to stay there. Just because you failed in the past, you have to grow. Failure comes with success. You're going to have so many failures. You're going to have so many things that you fail on with, try, anything you do, you're going to fail. But with the failure, it's lessons that comes with that. Every time you fail, I'm sure you'll learn something. There'll never be a time where you just go through life and everything is perfect. Peaches and cream, roses and daisies. Shit don't go that way. You're going to fail. And sometimes you're going to fail harder than others. Sometimes you're going to fall flat on your face to where you got to start over from scratch. But like my mom always used to tell me in the past, so what, you got to start over. When you at your lowest point, is nothing you can do but come up. So when you at your lowest point, start there. Start and figure out where you went wrong. What happened? What do you need to do to start back over? Stop complaining. Figure the shit out, because it's not that challenging after a while. Once you sit down, think about, wow, okay, I should have been doing this. I should have been doing that. In retrospect, I could have done so many different things now that I look back on my life. But a lot of that past thought process that I had at that time helped me back. It helped me back. So now I'm at a place where it's like I learned something important. And what I learned was I can do anything that I want to do. I finally embraced it. It took me some years to get to that point because of the past failures that I had. Again, on previous videos, I speak about doing music and stuff like that. When I was doing music, I felt like that's when I felt at my highest point of happiness. When I didn't make it as a musician, when I didn't make it as a producer, when I didn't make it as a songwriter, I felt so bad. I gave up on all my creative everything. And it took me some years to find it again after conversations after conversations. While I always kept my foot in the door or in the entertainment field in some way, somehow, whether it was through music or fashion, I just gave up on everything and I went a different direction and learned about real estate investing and became a real estate agent and started doing other things to make money. But I still had that sense of that inner critic. That's another point I want to talk about, just the challenges of being an inner critic. Criticizing yourself for the past, the doubt that comes along with that. So you make criticisms about your past and you figure out what you're going to do. And you say to yourself, all right, I fell before, what now? And it creates this worry and doubt. Because listen, one thing's for sure, two things for certain. Worry and doubt creates fears. Okay? Worry and doubt creates fears. Worry and doubt is one of those things that pushes people into the corner, pushes people into that box, pushes people in that small circumference. You see this little mic, imagine this being somebody's head and everything is within that space there. And that's all that they think about. They never come out of that box. They never step out of that circle, because the challenges of the past and the things that went on in the past, whether it's the trauma, whether it's the letdowns, whether it's the setbacks, whether it's the roadblocks, all of those things is what makes us say, man, fuck this shit. Fuck it. See what I mean? It don't even matter. I don't even care. And then people ask, yo, you don't do this no more? You don't do that no more? Lo, that was your thing. Why you stop? A lot of times you may not even have a reason, because I get it. I understand it. That's why I could talk about this, because I was at that place before. I fell into that struggling artist mindset when I didn't make it. Doing music, talking to people. I know a bunch of people that do music or creative stuff and just being in the creative world. But most of us, 99% of the people as creatives, don't make it out. That's the only issue when it comes down to being creative or super smart and intelligent and knowledgeable. Let's say you're an inventor. Let's say you're an innovator of some sort. There's so many ideas that slide through the cracks because we don't have the money to build these things. We don't have the money to maintain the structure or get studies or research and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? So we'll fail. We'll go through these different things and not realize, like, all we got to do is just say, forget that. Let me start where I'm at. See, because that's the real answer. You have to start where you're at. You got to break the chains of scarcity and the thinking that you're not going to make it forward. having that fear of failure, having that fear of being broke again. Because I done went through that level of poverty where I had $7 in a token to my name. I had $7 in a token to my name, literally. I remember pulling out my pocket, $7 in a token one day. And this was probably 2012, 13, again, when I was just going through a life change that needed to happen for me to awaken, for me to become more aware and figure out how to move as a man should move. I had $7 in a token to my name. Imagine I'm the one that's like the motivator, the one that's doing this and doing that, and I didn't have no money in my pocket, but $7 in a token. But I took that $7 in a token and I walked to here and I walked to there, and I had 2 jobs within 30 to 60 days of me going through all of that stuff because I just broke that fear, that level of scarcity in my mind. And you know that scarcity makes you only live in survival mode. You see what I'm saying? I know you have experienced that before? Like, for instance, understand what I mean. It only keeps you in a survival mode when you have that mindset of scarcity. When you kind of think about, do I have enough? Is it enough? Is it going to be enough? Is there going to be any left over? When you've experienced that level of poverty poverty or being broke, not having no money, having to shop at thrift stores like we did growing up. Yes, we got some new things, but growing up like I did in the past, shopping at thrift stores, I don't even really go in them today. I don't even like the smell of the thrift store. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about. Any Salvation Army, any thrift store shop, any thrift store, any vintage place, it has this smell. And I can't fucking take it. I can't take that smell that thrift stores have. So I don't even go in them. I don't even like the thought of somebody else wearing these clothes that I'm about to put on my back. Now, as the man that I am now, I mean, I'm into clothes, I'm into fashion. I do pop my head in here and there because there's always like a vintage piece, maybe a jacket, maybe a t-shirt, maybe something that can make you feel good at that moment, because it's just what it is. It is what it is when you go in the shop. But I got over that scarcity mindset years ago. But because of that, I don't go in certain places now, because that takes me back to that mindset of living scarce. Eating struggle meals, baked beans and hot dogs and stretch meals, oodles and noodles and shit like that. Now I don't even think about that kind of stuff really. I try to figure out how to become successful. What is the best ways? What is the routes to take? If I didn't make it this way, what is the next plan in order for me to get to that level that I want to get to? If I got to add on all things creative to do one thing, I'll do it. If I got to add on another source of income to allow myself to be my creative consciousness to become stronger and more quicker in terms of thoughts, I'll do it. Because it takes money to be creative. It takes money to do the stuff. Money is the main focus of life in general. You can believe in whatever you want to believe in, but you have to have some money. You have to have access to funds. So you have to get out of that scarcity mindset. And also, that scarcity mindset is what keeps you broke. On some real shit. That scarcity mindset keeps you broke. And I know that feeling of being broke, because you do too. You've been broke before. Whoever's watching this video, if you got this deep into the video, you've been broke before. It's been a time in your life where you felt like you ain't have enough money to pay your bills, to go on this trip. How many of y'all probably went on a trip before with your last $500 in your pocket? I'm talking about by the time you said to yourself, I'm a stack. By the time you get to the trip, you don't even got no fucking money put to the side. You just like, all right, I'm gonna go. The good thing is, if you got credit cards, if you got other access to funds, you can just go live your life, enjoy yourself, and not have to worry. The last and final thing I'm going to put on the table is just embracing forgiveness. Start with yourself. Embrace forgiveness. Allow yourself to forgive the past. Allow yourself to forgive all of the hurt and pain. Allow yourself to forgive for those that did you wrong. Anybody that did you dirty. Anybody that disrespected you. Anybody that may have stole from you. Anybody that mistreated you or abused you, forgive the past. You can't forget, but you can forgive. Don't worry about the missteps. Don't worry about the problems. Don't worry about that you made wrong turns. Don't worry about the mistakes. Don't worry about any of that stuff. Don't worry about that you picked the wrong person. A lot of times we do. We just pick the wrong people to be around. We pick the wrong relationships, the wrong males and females to be in relationships with, the wrong males and females to have children with. I'm going to do a video on that too. Picking the right person and surrounding yourself with the right people, because that's going to be important in this process. But embrace forgiveness. Embrace it. Allow yourself to grow. Allow yourself to become better. This is just on some real shit. This ain't me like being like some motivational speaker. This is how I live every day. So for me, doing content like this is fun. This is what I actually do. So if you enjoyed this video, like it, share it, comment. Let me know what you think. Put your comments in. Put it in, because when you see it, I'm sure it's some stuff you're going to agree to. So with that being said, like, comment, share. And if you really enjoy the content so far that I've been producing, that I've been scheduling and releasing and publishing, subscribe, because it'll help the growth of the channel. I'm in this to win it. I had a YouTube page for 8 years, but I didn't stick on it. And my mom kept telling me, get on YouTube. Why? Because she used to say, people your age is making plenty of money and you have something to talk about. You have a perspective. So over the years, I was reluctant. Over the years, I didn't do it because of my fears. Because who's going to listen to me? That's kind of how I quit. Who's listening to me? I know that I have that impact. I know that people listen to me. That's not what I'm saying. I know I'm influential. I know I'm impactful. My point in saying that is, who's going to be there? Who's going to watch? Who's going to follow? When you don't get no views, when you don't get none of that, it's like, what am I doing? I'm on YouTube to do what? I'm putting up videos to do what? I didn't understand the power of YouTube, but now I know I've embraced my level of creativity to the fullest. So I know why I'm here. I had the why. I know exactly what value I offer to people. I know exactly why I'm here today. You see what I'm saying? So when it all really boils down, it's kind of like it becomes, this is natural for me. I'm no longer afraid, not afraid. I no longer have the fears or the lack of confidence or the self-esteem issues that most of us have. Like I said on previous videos, a lot of the stuff I'm going to say, I'm going to repeat, because it's a lot of repetitive thoughts that needs to be said so you can understand what I'm saying to you. Okay? It has to be repetitive. You have to hear it time and time again for you to understand how to have that shift in your mindset. How to get over those fears, how to move forward, how to let go of the past. These are things that's very important for you to like just grow, to get into, because I understand, to just grow and get into those places of success that you really want to get to. Because what's holding you back is really from you failing or going through certain life experiences in the past that kind of put you in that mindset of like then. Some people have arrested development because they can't move from the past. A lot of people have been abused mentally and physically because you can see how they move in a day that they can't move from the past. And because of those reasons of abuse, of neglect, sexually, physical abuse, whatever, trauma of so many different things, people can't move from the past. So I'm telling you today, move on. Forgive the past. Allow yourself to grow. Is that something that you can do? And if it's something that you can do, start today. There's a few action steps you can do. You can, first of all, sit back and say to yourself, what am I holding on to? Or if you can't do it yourself, go get therapy. Go get help. Have a conversation. Talk to your family. Talk to your trusted ones around you. Talk to somebody that you love, that truly loves you, that gives you good advice. Talk to the people in your life who's actually good people. There's nothing wrong with surrounding yourself with good people. Quality people. Start with those individuals. Put yourself in a position to win. But the first thing you got to do is forgive and let go of the past. Because you can't start another chapter holding on to what happened to you in the past or what you experienced from the past. You got to just keep going. Like, fuck it at this point. Just go. Just do it. Turn the camera on, turn the mic on, turn the phone on, whatever it is you need to do. Start the business, create the LLC, set up the company, start the process. So what you failed, start the process. Trust the process. Go through the process. Fail. Start over again. Start over again. Start over again. Real rat. Start over again. Because that's what's going to happen. You're going to have to start over again. But I can keep going. I can keep talking. But I'm going to leave y'all with that. Think about what I'm saying. Leave your comments. Let me know what y'all think. Subscribe if you liked what I'm talking about. Subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. And also share this video out so I can help with the growth of the channel. And if you agree to anything that I'm saying, let me know. Reach out. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.